Right, so the next order of business while this is happening is to go out into the void, because that's just what we do on this channel. A fine evening to all of you, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to the world of Subnautica. Really? That's it? No more foreplay with the menu? Well, you know, I decided to shake things up a little bit, so let's just jump into it. Alright, so I have a bunch of really exciting stuff to show you today, but for starters, let's start with something simple, shall we? Just 2 quick utility mods for you guys to get your rocks off. Alright, so this is not what I had in mind. Okay, how did we get here? Yeah, so for the first one, don't you guys just hate it when your freaking ship is on fire and you need to extinguish it? But to do that, you have to pick up and carry around all these fire extinguishers, which really fill up the inventory, let's be honest. Like, look how much space it's taking up. Okay, I'm not really building a great case here. Either way, what this mod does is it just adds a ton of fuel to your fire extinguisher, and that way you only ever need to use one. If your left hand is injured, for example, and you can't hold W, you can also just use this as a means of propulsion, I suppose. And I don't think you will ever run out. Like, genuinely, I think you could probably get through the entire game with the fire extinguisher without running out of fuel. And no, we're not doing that as a challenge. Either way, it's a very simple mod, a very simple utility, but if you're somebody that just likes to have one fire extinguisher for the whole game, this is definitely one you should check out. Alright, so for this next one, we are actually going to use this base. We're also going to need to set up a bunch of lockers. Alright, so picture yourself in this base. You have a ton of lockers that are filled with, I guess, titanium floaters, you know, copper and quartz or whatever. And you really want to know how much you have without having to go through every single locker manually and count the resources that you have in there. Well, for those of you that do want that, there is the Resource Monitor, which is a mod that's not new by any means at all. Look at that, it's even like nicely animated. It is actually a mod that's a couple of years old, but I just, for some reason, never covered it, and I saw it on the front page, so I was like, heck yeah, let me get my hands on it. So what a Resource Monitor does is it will basically just count up all the resources you have inside of your base. And I believe it also works for the Cyclops. So where I, for example, place down another locker, and let's say deposit all of this new quartz that I got out hunting, I can immediately see it update on the Resource Monitor. And the nicest thing is, you can actually come in and you can grab the resources directly from the monitor itself. So if you have a huge amount of storage, let's say you have several rooms which are just dedicated to lockers, you no longer have to go around figuring out which locker did I put that thing into. You can just come here and grab everything that you need. All in all, a wonderful utility. However, education bacon here. If you're like me and you like to install all of your mods through Vortex because it keeps everything nice and clean and organized, be wary that the currently latest build on the Nexus website for me personally did not work with the Vortex launcher, and it seems that that was the case for many other people. So if you do want to get this to work, I recommend going to their GitHub, a link I will also be posting down in the description, and downloading version 1.05. That won't work for me, and if it doesn't for you, I would probably just try some of the other versions, but just be mindful that the one currently live on the Nexus as the latest one might not work. Alright, we've seen those mods. Now let's get to the custom submarine and some more crazy, terrifying creatures. But hold on, do you guys hear that? Huh, wait a minute. What's that? Altera? Dang, they want to come and take away my base. My cuttlefish. And my cuttlefish base. If only I could somehow encrypt my internet traffic so that it appears as if though I'm in a different place. Well, with Atlas VPN, you sure can. Can you believe it, guys? We actually get a sponsor? Now, the concept of a VPN, while relatively simple, can actually bring you, as a user, amazing benefits, from protecting any network across multiple devices, through unlocking blocked websites, all the way to stopping megacorporations, or trans governments, from spying on you. Well, with Atlas VPN, you can do all that and then some, all while they're running what is honestly an amazing discount. For just $139 a month, you can get up to 3 years of protection with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Want to watch that YouTube video that isn't available in your country? No problem. Want to do like I do every day and browse some questionable mods from potentially sketchy places? Done. Honestly, it doesn't get easier than that. Naturally, something this good can last forever. So if you're interested, scroll down into the description before the deal is up, click that link, and get yourself 3 years of safe browsing for just $1.39 a month. And hey, if you aren't happy, you can always get your money back for up to 30 days, so there really isn't any reason not to check Atlas VPN out. Anyway, back on the water. Alright, so for our next trick, I will come to this place, which is my favorite place to showcase new vehicles, and we have another custom submarine mod. You know, just after the last time I mentioned how big of a deal it is to get a new one, a bridge is getting another one, which honestly, again, mega exciting. The more custom vehicles we get, the happier I am, so let's keep this train rolling. Alright, so this vehicle I believe is called the Oddysey, and why don't you guys enjoy some slow-mo shots of it being built while I ramble on about it. So the Oddysey works with the same vehicle framework that is required to get the other mod that we covered last time, and from the mod description page, it is supposed to be much more nimble than the other vehicles, somewhere in between the Seamoth and the Cyclops, while still giving you the options to walk around on the inside. And there she is. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, ho, ho. This is the Oddysey, as you can see, made by Altera. The model is actually really cool, look at that. Now see, this honestly, if I didn't know otherwise, I could easily believe that this is in the vanilla game. Like, it fits right in. So once inside, you can probably tell that it looks very similar to the other vehicle. It does have a fabricator, which is pretty neat, just by default. It has a bunch of buttons, including internal lighting. Wow. Okay, that's cool. And a bunch of storage that you can use by default. Now, of course, the model is a little bit rough around the edges, but when you get behind the helm, it works like a charm. Yeah, you can steer it around no problem. And yes, I believe the developer was right. It is definitely more similar to the Seamoth. It still requires me to freaking drive my mouse all around the place to actually get it to turn. But it is very speedy, and it's a freaking cool feeling to drive as well. It would definitely be nice to get the camera maybe set a little bit back so you can like see the player's hands. But overall, I really like it. I think it's a great idea for a vehicle to get us something that's, you know, maybe a little bit more maneuverable than the Cyclops, but at the same time bringing some of the utility that the Seamoth doesn't have. I think this definitely fulfills it. Well, I think it's time to finally go check out the horror mod, which you, I'm sure, saw in the thumbnail. You can see a bit of it already. Whoa, here. Yep, that just popped in out of nowhere. So this is a Creatures mod originally built for a fellow YouTuber, Insomnia. It's honestly the stuff of absolute nightmares. Like, what even is this? What am I looking at here? This massive crustacean creature. Okay, so this is merely one of the creatures this mod spawns in. Honestly, it actually looks like it would fit right into Subnautica. Can you imagine seeing one of these shells at the bottom and then all of a sudden the seafloor just starts moving? And yes, Mr. Crocodile here couldn't really wait. Oh, his floater stuck to him, that's why. This is another one of the creatures that are added in by this mod. It's, I mean, I called it a crocodile. It doesn't have a very long body. A bit of a camo pattern on it, if you will. Definitely has a lot of teeth, that's for sure, and a long tongue. Looks freaky for sure. Now, you might be able to tell that the movement is a little jittery, and that's because this mod was something that, from what I understand, was just kind of very quickly thrown together, and it's not really something that they plan to continue developing, which honestly, if you ask me, seems like a bit of a shame, because this giant freaking thing looks very cool to me. Look at these tentacles, they're like the Ghost Leviathan material. Now, if all that wasn't enough, there's actually another thing that happens when you explode the ship, and that's definitely the cooler one. When the giant explosion happens, a bunch of yeah, right there, a bunch of tentacles come out from underneath the water surface and just wrap around this whole thing. Now, whatever creature this is attached to, first of all, dear God, it's probably larger than the actual crater the game takes place on. Second of all, I'm not really sure what it plans to do with the Aurora. And lastly, do you guys hear that in the background? Like, is this freaking Cthulhu speaking right now? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my god. Oh, what is happening here? I wanted to see where the tentacles lead, but all I found is, what on earth is all this? I feel like this is from something, I just don't know what it's from. Oh, there's even a shiny one. What in tarnation? Moving along, there's a lot happening right now. So, the tentacles don't actually lead to anything. Thank goodness, probably. I was told that apparently something really cool happens if you go into the void. Look at this poor Reaper, by the way. Just having such a bad time with all the cool kids over there. Right, so the next order of business while this is happening is to go out into the void, because that's just what we do on this channel. But you know, I really love how at the start of each of these videos, the game kind of always looks normal, and then by the time we're done with it, it's just a freaking nightmare. Now, okay, you know, just hearing that getting into the void and leaving your vehicle will make something happen, given everything we've seen, really does not make me happy, nor does it make me feel good in any way. But we're gonna do it, naturally, for the sake of science. Oh, okay. Hello. Whoa. What on earth just happened? I've been smooshed. What is happening? Whoa, what? Oh, Jesus. What? Shall we try that again? Alright, so I think for the best experience, we should probably do this on the surface, because that was a little intense for my taste. I kind of want to see more. Oh, look at this. These things can even get raw. Okay. Whoa, here we go. Oh, I got sucked. Oh no. Oh, so it's like grabbing me and dragging me underwater. Look at that freaking depth. Oh, what's it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, pitch black. This is very... Oh, I just died. Okay. Okay, we didn't get the weird mouth this time. Jesus, that's freaky. Okay, now let's go take an actual look at what's happening over there. Alright, so here we have some tentacle emergence. This is the little sea moth that could. I'm just gonna put it at half speed. Okay, so one tentacle comes up, and I'm guessing it wraps it. Oh my god, look at the freaking size of this compared to the little sea moth. The sea moth. Oh, and there's the... Oh, I see. Okay, it grabs the camera. Okay, so I can't really show you what's down there, but I can slow it down real good. This is what it would look like with the fog on. This is really disturbing. Yeah, this would be a freaking grisly fate for Riley. Oh man, and down the hatch we go. Well, you know what, guys? I think we've really done it here. Looking at the landscape of Subnautica, I think we yet again, once more, made it into an absolute nightmare. And so I would consider the video successful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. And if you did, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All those would be very much appreciated. If you have other mods like this that you want me to check out, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. I'd definitely like to read them. Now with that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of the day. And I'll see you in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.